There's a new T-bill on the block. Hello, members, super savers, and bond course fans. I hope you're healthy and well. The Treasury is holding its first auction ever of the brand new 6-week T-bill, which was actually, in a previous life, the 42-day or 6-week cash management bill, or CMB. Today's video is for those of you who've asked for more information about this brand new T-bill. Here are the 3 topics that we'll be covering in today's video. 1. What are the 3 primary differences between T-bills and cash management bills? 2. What are some important details to note about the brand new 6-week T-bill? And 3. Where can you buy the 6-week T-bill at the moment? And what is the expected yield for next week's auction at the time of this taping? As usual, here's our front of video disclaimer. For a detailed disclaimer, please refer to the end of this video. Let's dive in now, folks. What are the 3 primary differences between T-bills and cash management bills? Cash management bills, CMBs, are basically T-bills. Pricing and interest on CMBs work similarly to that on T-bills. So let's say that you buy a CMB with a face value of $100, and your purchase price for that $100 face value CMB is $95. If you hold the CMB to maturity, this face value of $100 is what you would get back, meaning that you earned $5 of interest on the CMB, just like with a T-bill. The 3 primary differences between T-bills and CMBs are: 1. CMBs typically do not follow the regular T-bill auction schedule. CMBs were initially designed as a quick, flexible way for the U.S. Treasury to raise extra cash whenever it needed to. They supplemented the regularly scheduled T-bill auctions and enabled the U.S. Treasury to flexibly meet its projected cash requirements for any given period of time. Say, for example, if they have an unexpected shortfall in tax receipts, or before the government has to pay out a large sum of money to a third party for whatever reason. And even better, the U.S. Treasury could issue CMBs on any business day with very short notice. Compare this to the regular auction schedule that the Treasury has to plan well in advance and follow strictly when it issues T-bills, notes, and bonds. What this means, though, is that the 6-week T-bill can now be found on this tentative auction schedule of U.S. Treasury securities that the Treasury updates every quarter, which should be helpful for those of you who like to plan your auction purchases out ahead of time. 2. CMBs usually do not have preset terms or maturities. Over the past several years, we've seen everything from 3-day CMBs all the way up to 154-day CMBs. Compare that to T-bills, which come in predefined terms of 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 13 weeks, 17 weeks, 26 weeks, and 52 weeks. And yes, now also 6 weeks. Bond beginners, folks, please refer to Module 4, Video H for more information on cash management bills. Moving on to 3. CMBs can only be purchased at auction from select brokers and not at all from Treasury Direct. Based on our experience, you can generally buy CMBs at auction from Fidelity and E-Trade most of the time. Compare that to T-bills, which can be purchased via Fidelity, E-Trade, Schwab, Vanguard, and other leading brokerage companies, as well as from Treasury Direct. More on this towards the end of the video, because there are a few other things we should cover first about the brand new 6-week T-bill. What are some important details to note about the brand new 6-week T-bill? So, the launch of the 6-week T-bill is not really a surprise. As I mentioned earlier, it's essentially a reincarnation of the 42-day or 6-week CMB, which was first launched in June 2023 on a regular basis. And as our Diamond NestEgg fans know, the 42-day CMB is on the auction schedule every week. In fact, the Treasury announced in their May 2024 quarterly refunding statement already the introduction of the 6-week benchmark. It seems money market funds, other institutional investors, as well as retail buyers like you and me, like our T-bills. Investor reception to the 6-week CMB has been strong, and elevation to benchmark status will further support demand. So this announcement was made in May, and the first auction of the 6-week T-bill is happening this month. So it's taken about 9 months for the Treasury to get their systems and internal operations ready for next week's 6-week T-bill launch. If you are considering buying the 6-week T-bill, do note that the announcement date, auction date, and settlement date will be the same as it was for the 42-day CMB, meaning that the 6-week T-bill will generally be announced on the Thursday of each week. That's the first day that it will show up and be available for purchase from your broker. The auction happens the Tuesday after the announcement date, and the settlement date is the Thursday after the announcement date. So no change here, which brings us nicely to the next section of today's video. Where can you buy the 6-week T-bill at the moment? And what is the expected yield for next week's auction at the time of this taping? You can find the 6-week T-bill on Fidelity's platform, and at the time of this taping, here is the expected yield. Just keep in mind that we are still a few days away from the actual auction date, so this number will likely move a bit in the interim. Also note that you cannot turn on auto roll for the 6-week T-bill. If you select yes here, you will get this error message telling you that the auto roll feature is unavailable for the Treasury auction order you are attempting to place. And this actually should not come as a surprise to those of us who tried turning on auto roll when the 17-week T-bill was first launched. Auto rolling the 17-week didn't work either initially, but if the 6-week T-bill follows the same trajectory as a 17-week T-bill, auto roll should be available with Fidelity in a few months' time. The 6-week T-bill is also available on Vanguard and E-Trade, as you can see here. At the moment, though, it does not appear to be listed on Schwab yet. They only have the usual suspects that are on the weekly T-bill schedule. Here's the 3-month, the 6-month, and the 1-year T-bill. If any of the Schwab folks in our community end up finding it there over the next few days, do leave a comment below and let your other Schwab friends here know. And because the 6-week is now officially a T-bill and no longer a CMB, it can also be purchased on Treasury Direct. And you can schedule your purchases several weeks in advance or turn on auto roll. We tested it and the auto roll feature seems to be working properly on Treasury Direct. So if you do want to auto roll your 6-week T-bill purchases, Treasury Direct seems to be the only place that you can do this right now. And because I have very few people that I can gripe with about this, do the Treasury Direct users amongst us think they'll ever fix that back button issue? And yes, I did hit the back button more often than I had expected and got this sad face every time. In any case, who's picking up some brand new 6-week T-bills at the upcoming auction? Drop us a comment below and let us know. All right, members, super savers, and Bond Course fans, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. And as always, if you want to learn more about bonds and how to build a stable, predictable income stream in retirement, especially while bond yields are quite attractive, then check out this video here on our beginner and intermediate level bond courses. Or come join our next live member Q&A on Sunday, February 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. We'll be diving deeper into this month's 2-, 5-, and 7-year T-note auctions. I've linked all the details on our bond courses and YouTube Super Saver membership below this video for your convenience. And see you again very soon with more brand new wealth building content for your financial journey.